Hi kindergarten, welcome to art. My name is Miss Freisinger, or you can call me Miss Fry, and I will be doing lots of fun art projects with you this year. So if we ever come back to school, you will be in this art room. It's a very colorful place, and we will do lots of fun things like drawing, painting, we'll use clay, so there's a lot of really fun projects for us to do together. For now, we're going to be doing art projects online. So each week, I'm going to post a video with our art project. I want you to watch the video and then follow along. Since today is our first day of art, you're probably wondering what we're going to do. And I always like to start the year with something simple. So we're going to start by thinking about different types of line. You're probably wondering what we're going to do today. And we are going to start by reviewing. So at the beginning of every year, I like to go back and think about things like lines and shapes and color and how we use them in art. You may not realize it, but every time you draw, you're using lines. Lines are what make up a drawing. So today, we're just going to be reviewing different types of lines, and we're going to be practicing making those lines. We're also going to practice some of our shapes, okay? So all you're going to need for today's lesson is a white piece of paper, some crayons, and a pencil if you would like. Notice that in my example, I used a lot of different colors. So crayons are always a good option. That way you can make it really colorful and interesting. Don't forget today that when you are done with this project, you have to mark it as done in the Google Classroom. That's kind of like attendance, so I know that you saw my lesson. So once you're done today, or before you watch the video, mark it as done so that I can see that you participated. Let's get started. Today you want your paper to be horizontal. That's the long way. So once your paper is horizontal, you can go ahead and pick your first crayon color. You don't have to use crayons. You can use whatever type of supply you prefer, but crayons are a really easy way to draw, and there's a lot of colorful options. We're going to start at the top of our paper, and I want you to make a straight line all the way across. Try to take your time and don't rush. Now I want you to choose a new color, and we're going to try to make a new type of line. This time, I'm going to make a wavy line. So think about the waves in the ocean. That's why I chose blue, because it reminds me of those ocean waves. So I'm going nice and slow and making that wavy line all the way across my paper. Once again, I'm choosing a new color that I haven't used yet, and now I'm going to do a new type of line. For the third line, we're going to make diagonal lines. Diagonal lines are slanted. So starting on the left side of my paper, I'm making a little diagonal line, and I'm going to continue to make those little diagonal dashes all the way across. Once again, remember, I'm taking my time. It's not a race, and I want to make sure that my lines are nice and neat. My next color that I'm going to choose is orange. So for our fourth line, I want you to make a zigzag. Have you ever made a zigzag before? It kind of looks like little mountains, and they go up and down and have a pointed top. So I'm going nice and slow and making some orange zigzags all the way across my paper. Line number 5 is a really fun one. We're going to make some curly lines. So it's almost like a roller coaster. I'm going up and making a loop and coming back down. It's okay if your loops aren't all the same size. You could do some bigger loops and then some smaller ones. So I'm going to make this roller coaster loop all the way across my paper. Next, I think my project is missing some yellow. So I'm making dashes all the way across with my yellow crayon. These dashes are horizontal. That was my last line, but if you have another line idea, you could always add it to the bottom. There's so many lines out there, and we really only just did a few. Now I'm going in between my lines, and I'm going to add some shapes. So for my first shape, I'm doing a very simple circle, and I'm using a really nice magenta crayon. For this part, you don't have to do a circle. You can choose whatever shape you want. But I want you to make that shape all the way across your paper like I am. It also doesn't matter which lines you put them in between. You could start at the top of your paper, or you could start in the middle like I did. There's no right or wrong way to do this, so now I want you to think about some other shapes that you would like to put in your drawing, and go ahead and add those all the way across your paper. I'll say it one more time. Make sure you really take your time and you don't rush. You want really nice and neat shapes. Once you've made all of your shapes and you're happy with the way your practice paper looks, I want to give you a challenge. Get out a new piece of paper and make me a drawing of anything you want. It could be your favorite animal, it could be something you did this summer, it could be your favorite cartoon character. And as you're drawing, I want you to look at how many different types of lines you're using. Sometimes we don't even realize it, but there are so many different lines in our drawings. So as you're drawing, think about those lines and challenge yourself to try to use as many as you can. Once you're done with that drawing, you're done with art for the day. Make sure that before you log off, you go back to the Google Classroom and mark this assignment as done. This week, you do not have to turn this in to me. You don't have to send me a picture of it. But if you want to show me your awesome artwork, I would always love to see it. You can just send it to my email. Thank you for watching the art video this week. I can't wait to see what awesome things you make this year, and I'm so excited to meet you once we're back at school in the future. Next Friday, be sure to come back to the Art Google Classroom, and we'll have a new lesson posted for the week.